Hey, how are you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with crank.com and with that metalstation.com out of the US. And today I'm getting to have a chat with Francisco Chucky Oroz, lead guitarist, legendary lead guitarist for Cirrosis or CRS now, man. Absolute pleasure to have a chat with you, man. I really do dig your music, man. I love fucking death metal. So when I got the email to have a chat with you guys and I got to have a sneaky listen to the Live in Isolation album, I was a very happy lad.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us here. And English is not our main language, so bear with us.
No, that is totally fine. I'll try and leave the Aussie jingoism and the boganism behind and try and speak a little bit slower for you, my friend. That is totally cool.
Do you know that our vocalist, Cirrosis, used to live in Australia? He studied there a few years.
Ah, did he? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think in I forgot the name of the city, but one of the main ones, not Melbourne, but
Sydney.
Maybe it was Melbourne. Yeah. I don't know, but he used to live there a few years, study there.
So he really is Sir Oz. He is Sir Oz.
Well, that's his metal character. But yeah, Sir Oz.
That's awesome. You guys have been around for quite a while. Some people may not have heard of CRS. Do you mind just giving us a brief little history of who you guys are?
Yeah, it's somehow a funny story because we started way young when we were teenagers. Cirrosis and I used to go to the same school, and we were wearing the same kind of t-shirts, you know. Cirrosis saw me wearing a Napalm Death Scum t-shirt, and he said, "What? We live in a small town, so it was not that common to see other guy with another guy with that type of extreme music, and so we got together and we started making music since then. We were very young, so we tried to create original songs, but they didn't came out. They didn't come out that good because we were just starting. So we then switched to playing covers like Sepultura, Carcass, Napalm Death, and stuff like that. And then we began when we thought we were ready. We started composing, writing our own songs, and that was Reciclando Desesperación, our first album. And then after that, we didn't play and didn't make music for a while. So that's the weird part.
Yeah.
Until recently with the Collector of Truths, that's how we restarted making music.
Yeah, that Collector of Truths is an absolutely cracking death metal album, one that's really good.
You.
And it's one that's kind of said, CRS, Cirrosis, we are back, and this is what we've got for you all. It must have been really fun making that album. Can you tell me a little bit about that album?
It took a while for us to record it and to create it, write it, but because as I told you, Sir Oz was living in Australia. I was living in Mexico, and the other members were all living in different parts, different countries even. So it was a little difficult, but eventually the planets aligned and everything, and we ended up living in Mexico City, myself and Cirrosis. So that helped to do things faster. And but the Collector of Truth is also a little bit weird and funny because 4 of the songs were written exactly after finishing Reciclando Desesperación. We actually found those 4 songs in a folder in our computers and in our backups drives, and I heard them, and I called Cirrosis. Oh, we gotta rescue these songs. Are I think they're good, and they have a vibe, and that's what started the Collector of Truths.
Yeah, that would have been fun to go back and rework some of these tracks as well and finding them. I've spoken to a few artists and they've been like, "Man, I found this on my drives and I had to rework it." It just sounds so good. It must be good for you guys to go back and bring them forward as well for the new listeners of CRS as well.
Exactly, but we like you can say like we like old school death metal and stuff like that. We kind of make the music that we wish we were hearing.
Yep.
I don't know if I.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it.
And so we try to make music that we like, and we love that type of I don't know, obituary. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Cause of Death and that old school death metal.
And that's coming back, hasn't it? The last few years since 2019 up until now, there's been some really good old school death metal bands like making some great old school death metal sounding albums as well.
Yeah. I think it's something that we needed.
It is something we needed.
To have solos, melodic leads in the songs and stuff like that that we love about I don't know, Meshuggah, and I mean the old Meshuggah, the new, I love Meshuggah, the new one also. We love new metal and we hear it a lot, but we kind of missed the old school death metal.
Yep. And were you able to tour at all with that last album, or was it?
No, we with the last album we haven't played live besides this Live in Isolation EP, but we used to play live in the Reciclando Desesperación era.
Yep. And it would have been hard because that album dropped when it did in 2019. Then 2020 went the way that it did. So if you had tour plans, it would have been like, fuck.
Yeah, we're like a strange band. We play, but here in Mexico, not big tours or stuff like that. It would be awesome to play in other countries.
I would love to have you down under, that's for sure. Cirrosis would know his way around as well. Can you tell me, Live in Isolation, where did the idea come for this? Was this just a need to lay down some more music, get in there and kind of do something for the fans like me that wanted to kind of see a little bit of that live performance? I know, I think it was in MOSHFEST back in 20. Yeah,
that was it. It was a great thing because the COVID, how do you say that in English? The lockdown, is kind of push us to do that live presentation. So MOSHFEST invited us, and it really, we all said, oh, it would be great. So we started rehearsing and we said yes. We were doubting it a little bit, but at the end we say yeah, let's do it. And it was awesome. We definitely enjoyed it, and it was great to recall, like when we play live. We tried to do that in the live interpretation, in the live session. Sorry. We tried to inject the live
atmosphere.
Yeah. exactly. We were, to be honest, we were like heavy drinkers. our, our name is Cirrosis. It means like, I don't know in English.
Yeah, no, you
if
got it
it's the
right. It's the
same.
same. It's the same. Yes, cirrhosis of the liver.
Exactly. So
Too much drinking.
it fit us very well. So we, on our live shows, we did how do you say that in English? It was like not a riot, but it was a lot of
Fun.
yeah, fights between the
So how did it
the
go?
audiences.
How did it go with the recording? Were you all in the
Hmm.
same room, or I've noticed we in different parts of the world?
Mm,
How did
yeah.
that work? That looks like, I'm really interested about how you've made that all work. You're all in different parts,
Mhm.
and how did it go with the recording and that? How was that process?
I'm a recording engineer and music producer, so I have a studio with a friend. We have a recording studio, Sonic 10, it's called, and that made it very easy. The studio is in a house, so every room is like a different ISO booth, so you can record in different parts. The drums are on a different room, and the control room is in another. So you see us together, uh, Tavo Ramírez, who is the drummer, Cirrosis, and myself are in the same house, but different rooms. But the bassist, who is actually not a official member. We wish. we're
Kello.
we're trying to convince him. He doesn't know, but we're
If he's
trying.
watching this, there you go. You got to join now.
Yeah. We're slowly working on that. We actually wish we met him earlier in our lives, so because we think he fits our sound like a glove. He likes what we love, like, I don't know, Cliff Burton, and combined with other things like Les Claypool, and so we like that type of sound. He likes to play with his fingers and distort the bass and use different sounds for different sections of the songs. So we really enjoyed his input and his collaboration. But he lives in Guadalajara, who is we're actually we're in the north of Mexico, in Sonora, a state called Sonora, and he's in Guadalajara. So he recorded his part there, but one take. It's one from the beginning to the end. So that's kind of like the new version of the live
Yeah.
playing with with COVID and everything, where everyone plays in his house, and then we bring it together.
Then marry it together with that sound. It would have also been good, I suppose, learning, having Kello over there and learning how to do that, because going forward with the band Cirrosis, you can kind of still be at distance and make new music as well, and work out ways to communicate and record and things like that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So Live in Isolation drops June 21st. I like it's through Concreto Records, man. I like that you've got a couple extra bonus tracks on there for the people that are going to buy the CD as well, because I think it's important for people to support bands, especially death metal bands in general, you know, to buy albums and not just listen to them on Spotify. So it's good when you get those extra couple of things for albums as well.
Yeah, we try to do that. We're going to release the CD, the physical CD, and there are a couple of surprises there. We also love Cirrosis collects vinyls, and we miss the looking at the big picture. How do
You
you
got
say? I
it, the
forgot.
picture. The picture and the
Yeah.
design and the lookout and the layout is
the credits, who mixed it, who recorded. Since I'm a producer and an engineer, I appreciate that the credits is if a few years ago, if you wanted to learn or to know who makes an album, who engineered it, it was very easy. Just look at the book and and there you go. Now it's a bit difficult to know who makes who worked on the album.
Well, that was Google for our generation, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was
yeah.
You'd open up the album and then you'd read all the credits and then you'd read the little band thank yous and you go, oh, that band, I've got to go check them out as well. And it's something that we are missing with the digital streaming cycles that kind of do shit me at times.
yeah, and looking at the cover of Iron Maiden and many different things that there's something way in the back here, and discovering that while you were listening. So it was a really good experience. So we try to bring back a little bit of that. So we're releasing the CD and with a couple of surprises there.
That's going to be nice. That's going to be really cool, man. And the artwork, there's the artwork. You don't get artwork when you're listening to it digitally. You know what I mean? The artwork on the latest release is really badass as well. Who done that for you?
It's a friend that used to live here we live in a small town. He used to live in a smaller town near, but he's currently living in Paris. He's so talented that a label signed him and they took him there. So he's living in Paris. He's called Tony Sandoval, and he's done the Collector of Truths and the cover of the Live in Isolation. He used to play in a band also, so he knows death metal and that type of things. So we really love his artwork. We are very excited. And this one in Live Isolation, a lot of people told us like, oh, the cover is great. It's really metal, and we try to not do the classic metal like inverted cross or skulls and stuff like that. We love them, but for us, like, we try to do something different, but at the same time stay metal. So I think that this cover really does it.
Yeah, it's a great death metal cover. It just, you look at it and you go, that's death metal, straight up.
Exactly.
You know, the inverted crosses are probably more for your black metal and stuff, but death metal, that cover says it all over.
Exactly.
So I've got to ask, I've asked this a bit because I talk to a lot of people around the world. How is Mexico going at the moment? How, more in particular, how is your music scene going with the COVID and everything as well? How has it been impacted pretty bad? I'm sure your live music industry has been impacted really bad as well. I was chatting to another guy, Christian from Mexico, from Durango, the other day, and he was saying that it had been affected pretty bad as well, but shows are starting to slowly start again.
Yeah. Since we haven't played live in a while, it didn't affect us in that way.
Yeah.
And since I'm a recording engineer, it's always like I'm always on lockdown. I'm always in. I don't go out that much. I'm making music all day, like and stuff like that. So for me and for our band, I think it didn't change that much, but I do have friends that got affected really bad. Like it was their income, and they had to figure it out different ways to make a living.
Yeah,
out of music.
It's the same all over. It's the one thing that everybody in the world, all musicians, especially metal musicians, have kind of been in the same boat, regardless of where we are in the world. It's the one time we're kind of all struggling through the same thing as well. As a record you know, as your producer and engineer, were you busier? Did you find you were busier through that time?
I think a little bit. Yeah, for example, this one, the Live in Isolation EP, I think it wouldn't happen any other way. I think that was that is a great example of of COVID, of the pandemic, the lockdown, pushing us to find other ways to move forward. And I'm actually like grateful that that it happened, not for COVID, but for the good things that came out from there, like this EP of ours. I don't think it would see the light of the day in another situation. I think it's a result of that lockdown.
Yeah, and finding other ways to work and remain busy and active and
Mhm.
creative as well is really important, because in this time I've taken more music in, and it does give everyone
Mhm.
more time to explore new bands, listen to new
Exactly.
bands like Cirrosis, and grab albums, because just because you can't play live and things like that doesn't mean you can't go buy the CD. Live in
Mhm.
Isolation drops June 21st via Concreto Records. You want to get it, put it in your stereo, crank it really bloody loud. The neighbors are going to love it. They will love it. Chucky, Francisco, this has been an absolute pleasure to chat with you, man. Hopefully we can get a chat another time in the future. Hopefully you can get down under when all this is over.
Oh yeah.
It would be
I
great.
haven't been there. It would be awesome.
You would love it. I'm sure Sir Oz has told you it's
Yeah.
really nice over
Yeah,
here. The
yeah.
people are great over here. We're really one of a
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah. He misses there a lot. He wishes to come back
Yeah,
when he can.
we want you all back here. I love death metal. I'd love to have you guys here, man. Any last
Yeah, yeah.
words, shout outs or thank yous or anything else you'd like to add in, my friend?
Thank you for having us, and thank you for supporting death metal. It's people like you that it needs that type of people to make it move. We can make the music, but without you guys, it wouldn't connect with different countries and different audiences. So thank you very much for your time and for your invitation, and thank you for having us. We're gonna try to send you a CD or a couple over there to your down under.
That would be awesome, my friend. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Thank you
Count
very
on it.
much. Awesome. You take it
Thank you.
easy. And it was very good to meet you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Hey, legends, how the bloody hell are you going? If you like that interview and you want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. Keeps me doing what I'm doing and make you a bloody legend. Ripper. Too right, mate.